And friends, if you kill this recording, we have so many backup recorders going right now. If you kill this recording like you've killed a couple others recently, then do you want to think about what it makes you look like? Because you're giving us the assignments to do this. We're channeling in. This is a bounce point. This is an echo point. Doesn't it make you look like you don't want to follow advice from wiser minds above you? This is just an echo point. Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Saturday, February 16th, 2019. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already contributing more to completing the search for truth assignments than they are taking or using or borrowing in search for truth resources, since that's one of the foundational rules of the search for truth community, not rules that these presences have come up with, but rules that have been given to these presences, and these presences are charged with the responsibility of enforcing those rules.
That's true.
And to give more to completing the assignments than we ourselves take, use, or borrow is a hallmark of the effort. Ask not what this project can do for us, but ask what together we can do to accomplish creating worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing.
That's true.
And this topic of contributing is big in the search for truth effort right now, because we've been attempting to discern what are the big disruptors that cause presences to not do what they were created to do. Why aren't we fulfilling our destinies, we as collectives of sentiences in this dimension and many others? Why aren't we? What's going awry? And we find, bizarrely, that the big jump is in being okay with not being helpful.
That's true.
That as soon as we become okay with not being helpful, it's just a really quick slide to, and since I'm not being helpful anyway, it's okay for me to be actually a little bit disruptive.
That's true.
And then from there to just perfect servant of Satan, evil, bad person, seems like, again, just an extremely slight adjustment. The big hurdle in thinking, the big shift in thinking, is right at that very beginning point where we decide we don't feel like being helpful right now.
That's true.
For whom is the message, and why do you ask? So then we have all these souls that are passing through these collectives, and they say they've got to get in here and see what's going on, and they can't do it anyplace else.
That's true.
And when we watch what happens when they try to go other places, we believe it's possible they're telling the truth, because they get burnt, they can't survive. Okay, all right, I can see that you might need to be here.
That's true.
But it's important to contribute more to completing the search for truth assignments than we take or use or borrow as individuals, and we must enforce those rules, and those rules apply to everybody. Everybody means everybody, because everyone who comes in here thinks that surely it doesn't apply to them, that it applies to everybody else but not to them.
That's true.
And everybody thinks that, so it's not sustainable. For whom is the message, and why do you ask? What is it you want us to say, friends? What is it you want us to say? I know it has to do with this not being helpful.
That's true.
This pencil point keeps circling back to the issue of not being helpful, and how in this particular test planet of planet Earth, and this particular dimension of ground zero, which is easily observable because that's the density in which these host lives are experiencing primary sentience, that human society, humans have stolen the planet,
That's true.
and therefore the solutions have to come from the humans also, because
That's
nobody else
true.
has any resources worth speaking of. And at least in North American human society, in Ground Zero and Planet Earth, it's
Hold on.
become we don't know when. Well, back up, because we're not going to pretend that didn't happen. Just back up. Just we're going to have to.
Yeah, we
Right? That's the reality.